Ahoy hoy everybody, this is Druss here and welcome back to the Darwin Reforged server. Today I'm not going to be doing one specific plot review, rather I'm going to be reviewing the last build battle that we hosted in January just gone, and I shall be focusing on the winning plot primarily, but I will visit the other plots just to show you and showcase some of the work that the other builders did. Now, the theme for this particular build battle was runes and water, and certainly the builders really came through that took part. The nature of a build battle is that you're showcasing your skill in a very small area, so our plots were correspondingly small. And while some of the plots were slightly more predictable in terms of what was produced, and I certainly would have been guilty of that myself, because I probably would have done a medieval ruin of a church or something, and a lot of them had done things akin to that. There were some different ones. For example, this plot here I believe is by Norbakken, and as you can see it's a modern sort of post-apocalyptic ruin of a street, and it's incredibly atmospheric. He's made use of cloud blocks to give a claustrophobic feel to the place, and again just very well done. This here, as I said, was something more akin to what I would have built. This was built by Phantom Champion, and he built a large castle with a form of monster or dragon on top, ruining it. Again, Fant is an excellent builder, and of almost everything everything I've ever seen Fant produce has been excellent, so this was no exception. This one was by Scorms, again something more akin to what I perhaps would have done had I built in it, and again just a very well put together ruin of a castle or monastery, and with just a little bit of whimsy with the use of the giant mushroom. So Scorms, incredibly well done. Scorms is in fact someone I'm going to review in the future, because he has a world, Kingdoms of Colovia, I think off the top of my head it's called, and I'd like to have a proper look at that in a video. This plot was built by Zumaga, and again something slightly different. It's a modern build, and it's just a flooded modern street. Again, very nicely done, more particularly because Zumaga was one of our newer builders when the competition took place, so he showed great skill there. This particular one was built by Scout, Scout being one of our moderators, and again Scout showcasing just how good she is at organics, with a nice hart or deer grazing over the ruins of what looks like a monastery, and again just really nicely done organics, and a big waterfall with a little Easter egg of a drunken lout who's taking shelter in a cave as he drinks his life away, essentially. This was Diggy's plot, as far as I recall. Diggy is our server owner. It was a slightly different plot than the others, slightly medieval Viking-ish plot. This plot here was by Torgi, again something slightly different. It's a submarine looking at a ruin underneath the water, in the ocean perhaps. And this plot was by Corey, again fantastically detailed, really well put together ruin. Again something more akin to probably what I'm familiar with myself and what I would have built. Very well done. And there's one over here, I think, fish without fins did, again just really excellently done. So the standard here was incredibly high, and as judges we found it very difficult to fairly place a winner that stood head and shoulders above the rest, because they really were of incredibly good quality. But the winner did deserve it. The winner was Norbakken, and he did something that I'd never ever seen before, and something I think personally is quite genius in its use of Minecraft, and again just showing how versatile Minecraft is, and more particularly how versatile the Conquest Reforged mod pack is. It was this: it's a scene of a bathroom, and he very cleverly used the theme of runes and water, because the rune comes from a hole in the roof, and the water comes from presumably a storm, and there's water that's dripped onto a satellite that's fallen over. Now, I've never built big like this where you construct entire organics by blocks, but Norb really is very good at this. He's very skilled at this sort of build, and has done it before. He has a cracking plot that is very worth visiting, because it's really interesting and brilliant, with a number of Easter eggs. So here we have a blue jay, and it's sitting perched on top of an aerial, which, as I said, has had some sort of accident, because the satellite dish is slightly tipped over horizontally, and from that is the water is pouring through a hole in the roof of the house. Now, as you follow it down, you come into what I assume is the attic, and again, just really clever use of blocks. You have a couple of spiders that are using the player heads, and then a bigger spider with just inspired use of block choice to build its legs, and it hanging down from its silken web. And it looks rather menacing, it has to be said, and I don't even suffer from arachnophobia. I have absolutely no problem with spiders, but Norb somehow has made a fairly threatening looking spider. Also in the attic you have a cute little mouse. Again, very good use of player heads. So as you travel down from the attic, you come into the bathroom proper, and it's lit by modern electric downlight, and again, just keeping with the theme, he's got some runes in the plaster, some holes, and this massive mirror that stands in front of behind the sink rather, was very cleverly done using cloud blocks to simulate the reflection and the light bouncing off the mirror. As you travel down, you come to the massive sink with lovely decorations like toothbrushes that are sitting in a little jar, a hot and cold tap on the big tap, which is of course turned on, again in keeping with the theme runes and water, a big soap dispenser, and even down to things like the bubbles in the water that's caused by the water hitting the surface of the other water in the sink, and a nice little sponge with a scrubber on it as well. Again, just really nice use of blocks, even down to the plug itself. Now the sink is broken, in keeping with the theme, and underneath the sink we have a nice big brush with arrows as bristles, and a large toothpaste holder with some toothpaste spurted out, making a bit of a mess. And then we just have some other ornaments underneath the sink in the drawer. Down on the base of the floor there's a mouse trap, because the residents obviously know they have issues with mice, given that there was one in the attic and there is one here on the floor. Also on the floor there's a nice use of floor tiles, and it looks fairly standard, what you'd expect in a bathroom. A hairdryer with a long electrical cord that's actually plugged into the wall, and at the base, as I said, there's a mouse who's chewed through the electrical cord and is causing sparks. So again, very, very, very nice little feature, and it's humorous. You know, it was whimsical, and it really just had a bit of humour to it. And finally, on the floor, there's a toilet roll that's, you know, extended. It's open a bit and lying on the floor. So again, just the whole place is looking a little unkempt and in need of a bit of tidying up. So yes, overall I do believe that this plot by Norb really did deserve first place. So congratulations, Norb. It was inspired, and again, just I've never seen anything like this done before in Minecraft. It was a privilege to see it, so thank you very much. If any of you would like to join a build battle, I believe we should be hosting one again soon. Mazel Owl, as we know him, was responsible for coming up with the idea for this one, and it was a huge success. As you can see, we had a number of entrants, and the build quality, as I said, was very, very high. The next one we shall, if it's announced, it will be announced most likely by our Discord. So I'll leave all the relevant links in the description of the video. But I really do think that if you would like to give it a try, you certainly should. It's only a bit of fun ultimately. There's no grand prizes or anything for winning, but it's a nice way to showcase your skills, a nice way to challenge yourself, and it's a good way to learn the mod pack itself. So as I said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, I hope to see you in Darwin, and we shall, if we do, so much the better. But until next time, stay frosty.